Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're going to talk about our favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a cool topic for ourselves today, so let's literally dive right on into it. I'm off of Doctor's Lake today, right here in Northeast Florida, and our topic for today is selling. What is it like to be as a salesperson in Northeast Florida area? I'm going to tell you what, guys, I've been in sales since the early 80s. I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. I've worked with a lot of companies that were in business 100 years, 50 years, 20 years, a month, and they're not always going to last. But if you glean information from the career and opportunity to becoming a salesperson, I highly recommend it. When I first got into sales, I got really lucky. I worked with a gentleman named Ronnie Poole, who gave me an opportunity to work with this excellent company called the Tampa Tribune. I had some great people, some great mentors who taught me how to talk to people door to door, how to go business to business, how to market myself, how to ask for the order. Back in the day, the newspaper was a huge benefit. It was a marketing tool that people used to purchase homes, to buy anything and everything, and I got a chance to work in that industry. I was so blessed to be able to have that capability. But now I work in real estate, and I've been in sales for over 40 years. I told you I work with some really great companies, and in Jacksonville, in the Northeast Florida area, it's booming, guys. There are so many opportunities, so many different type of businesses. So if you're looking to get in sales, do yourself a favor. You can go on ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com, Monster. There's a lot of great opportunities and platforms for you to be able to look up, to be able to see, if you can find the home of your dreams right here in Jacksonville, but also to be able to find a career. Being a salesperson, it's not an easy job, guys. It takes time. And sometimes when you first start, you don't know where you're going to end up. Like I said, I've been in sales for over 40 years. I've helped a lot of people invest in a lot of beautiful things. And one of my favorite things is I love to sell furniture. I love it, man. I sold electronics for years. I sold computers, and I've sold lots. I even have a Class A CDL license. I sold life insurance. I love selling anything that's got to do with warranty, service agreements, maintenance agreements. So you got to figure out, if I'm going to be a salesperson, I got to get my niche. What am I going to sell? Some people, they like to sell tangible things like cars, things they can touch, homes and stuff. But then there are other people who like to sell ideas like life insurance. If you're a person who's interested in being a salesperson, do yourself a favor. Go on these platforms. Go ahead and set yourself up a portfolio profile. Go ahead and be very honest. And remember, guys, years go by. So make sure you keep up to date with those files so that way you are able to market yourself. There's a lot of great people who are looking for great people like you. And to become a salesperson, that means you have this willingness to be green and growing, not ripe and rotting. You have to be a salesperson who's always learning. We work on this magic thing only called commission. Sometimes you may get a little bit of salary, a little extra for your car allowance and stuff, but the big bucks, the people who make the big bucks in sales, they work on straight commission. Like I said, I love it. And I love the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all with it because, like I said, guys, I've had a chance to grow. Now, when you get into sales, the cool thing about being a salesperson is you can change what you're selling. If you get some background, some knowledge, you'll be able to take it with you when you move on to the next opportunity. Like I said, I told you there are some companies. I worked with the Tampa Tribune back in the 80s, but boy, they're not even close to what they were back in the 80s. And now we're in the 2000s, 2025 to be exact. And I'm a real estate agent. Today I'm doing an open house at this beautiful location off of Doctor's Lake. And remember, our topic for today is selling. What is it like to sell right here in Northeast Florida? What is it like to sell in Florida? It can be, like I said, it can give you an opportunity to change your life. It's a career, guys. It's not just a one-time bang. When I first got into sales, I didn't see the big picture. I was a door-to-door salesman. I had so much fun, man. I got the chance to meet so many different personalities, so many different people. I got to become a brave person knocking on that door. I got to be a brave person picking up that heavy phone. And when you're working in sales and you want to be a salesperson, you can work in a retail environment. There's a lot of great retail environments, furniture stores. You can get your you can get just started. If you work at a convenience store, or maybe you want to be a person who just getting started and you don't know what to do, I would go ahead and go on those different platforms. And like I said, you can do your research. That's what I always do. And one of the key things is when you're a salesman, you can be satisfied with an opportunity. You might get lucky and work with a company that lasts 20 or 30 years, but in reality, things change, things evolve. Okay, we used to have just a basic computer. Now we've got AI, okay, guys? So if you're looking to get into sales in Northeast Florida, you've got to get outside of your comfort zone. You got to get over your fear, your false evidence appearing real, that you say, well, I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to tell you what, to get yourself a real estate license, you got to take a 63-hour course, and it ain't easy. But it gives you the capability to sell what? Real estate and homes. It gives you the capability. If you get your Class A CDL license, you also are marketable, where as a salesperson, you can sell tractor trailers, you can sell cars because you have a Class A CDL license. Again, you're more valuable. You can move those big old dump trucks and stuff like that. And the key to success is, you're probably saying, well, I'm a salesman, but I don't have the experience. Go back and look at what you were good at when you were a kid. Maybe you were a person who was in the band. Maybe you were a musician. Maybe you were a singer. Maybe you were a person who who loves to play the guitar, an entertainer. Maybe you are a nerd like me. Okay, a jock nerd. Maybe you're a jock, but maybe you want to say, well, what can I do? Well, you need to go ahead and remember, guys, you're never too old to learn how to be a salesperson, how to ask questions, how to ask good questions, how to ask for the order, how to treat people, how to build relationships. And I didn't learn this in one day. I learned it over years of opportunities and people sharing and trusting me to do open houses for them. And our topic for today is, what is it like as far as the market here? You've got Northeast Florida. It's one of the largest cities in the whole United States. It takes you like 45 minutes to move from one side of town to the other. That's kind of good. So if you don't like your family, you can move to the other side of town and you'll never see your family again. I'm just kidding, but it's true. If you like country, if you like to live off the grid, if you want to live at the beach, if you want to live downtown in one of those beautiful high rises, if you want to live off track, off the grid, they got Clay County, Putnam County, Middleburg. They got so many different great places that if you want to go ahead and hang your hat here in Florida, Northeast Florida, it's gorgeous. It's huge, guys. And we got plenty of land. So if you're wanting to buy a home right here in Jacksonville and get yourself set up, I highly recommend it. We've got high-tech everything. Stuff's just coming. It's just growing so much. So if you're looking for a great place to live, it's great. But it's also got many opportunities. Do your research, guys. I can tell you all day long, if you want to be a salesperson, how to get a job. But it's like this. Some people say, well, I used to sell shoes. Oh, I used to just did this and stuff. Well, you didn't give yourself a chance. This career gives you the capability to make more money than you can ever make. As much as a doctor, a lawyer. I'm just saying, guys. And you can change people's lives, your family's lives. You can do things. You can go on cruises. You can work with companies who have all these features and benefits. You can meet new people. You can build relationship with other salespeople. You can learn how to just be a great communicator. You can be good at your church. You can be good for your community. And in this area, we've got so many shopping venues. We got so many different places, restaurants. We got so many different jobs and services that people need good salespeople just like you to be able to get a job. If you want to work with me, I work with who? United Real Estate Gallery right here in Jacksonville. You can call me at 904-662-8933. And if you're also wanted to check out what it's like to live in Florida, you're thinking about moving here and you want to get some real estate, check out my free website with United Real Estate Gallery under yourrealestatesalesguide.com. And I'll set you up with a cool home. And remember, guys, we do rental properties and stuff like that too. So if you're moving to an area and you're not real familiar with it and you're thinking about, I would like to get me a sales job, what kind of sales job would be good for me? That's a good question. Remember, guys, do you like to sell stuff that you can physically touch? Or do you like selling marketing and ideas like life insurance, health insurance, and things of that nature? So you do have choices. Do you want to sell, things like furniture, which I loved. I did that for a long time. Do you want to sell memberships to gyms, get your gun show on? Do you want to be a salesperson? You got to start somewhere. And like I said, at first, it's not going to be real easy, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And remember, this opportunity that you get into may not last forever. So glean pearls of information that you can take with you when you go to your next opportunity. I've been in sales for over 40 years, guys. I told you, I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, the warts and all, companies who are in business for a long time who aren't here anymore. But I'm a salesperson. I gleaned information. I learned information. I study. And here's one thing I'll recommend, guys. You're never too old to learn. You are green and growing, or you're ripe and rotting. And as a salesperson, when you say, that's not my job, I don't do that, I can't clean up that, I can't do this, I can't do that, you're gonna run yourself off out of a good opportunity in a career, because in sales, we do it all. We are our own bosses, our own entrepreneurs, our own business owners. And if you don't think you own your own business, oh yeah, you don't show up to work, you don't get paid. So what we have to do is we gotta get off our lazy butts. We've gotta learn, we gotta get educated. We got to take care of our health. We got to take care of our hygiene. We've got to learn how to communicate with customers. We've got to learn how to get leads. We got to learn how to market ourselves. We got to learn how to not be afraid of being in front of the camera. So the key to success, guys, if you're looking to get into sales in Northeast Florida area, it's booming, baby. It's booming. But remember, you got to be able to find what's interesting to you, the products and services that you want to sell. If one product or service doesn't work, don't give up on the selling career. Because like I said, guys, I used to knock on doors selling newspaper services and making money, having fun, just living the life, going to school, college, and now I help people buy real estate. I help them with life insurance. I just help people, period. So if you're looking, I'm helping you. Check out yourself in these different platforms, see what kind of sales, look at what they have to say, and you got to get your feet wet. That means you got to go knock on them doors. You got to pick up those heavy phones. You got to start reaching out to people who have those sales jobs. And don't be afraid, because see, if you're a person who goes and sees these people, a lot of times what'll happen is they'll say, oh, do it through the email, send it to me. But if you go knock on their door, if you go to their businesses, you may have that opportunity. You might be able to walk into a career that same day. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am your sales guy. I am your real estate sales guy. I am your just having a good day kind of guy. So do me a favor, guys. If you're looking to get into the career of selling in Northeast Florida, it's booming. So wait, give yourself a chance. Give yourself an opportunity, and don't quit before the miracle. The miracle is selling something. I didn't say it was easy. It can be really, really difficult, and sometimes you don't get paid for a while, and sometimes the new opportunities like selling homes, it may take a little bit longer than you want. But the key to success is we work on this magic thing called commission, man. And you'll be like, golly, I sure am glad I helped them folks. Okay? Do yourself a favor. Come on down here to Northeast Florida if you're wanting to get into sales, and I'll help you if you want to work with a cool company, United Real Estate Gallery. Give me a call at 904-662-8933. And if you're just wanting to check out all the cool websites on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, and all these other Glass and all these other different platforms to check out the cool opportunities right here in Northeast Florida. Make sure when you go to get your job, you tell them that, who? Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy, sent you. Okay? All right. We're going to get a job in Northeast Florida. Sell it. Okay? All right.